Auzubillahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. And hello to all viewers and dear students. I welcome you all to another tutorial lecture regarding leadership subject. In this session, inshallah, we're going to talk about leadership, and we will be discussing some basic and elementary topics of leadership. But before we go deep in our discussion, so let me just introduce myself briefly. I'm Safiullah Shinwari, one of the lecturer of Salam University, Faculty of Economics, and I've done my MS in Management Sciences from Abbas University back in Pakistan. So dear viewers and students, you can find videos related to management subjects such as strategic management, change management, communication, leadership, and so on. You can go to YouTube and search my channel by the name of Safiullah Shinwari, which I have recently changed my channel name, so now it's easy for you guys to search my videos on my channel name by the name of Safiullah Shinwari. Maslin Aziz, biaim ba bahsim rozi khud. So inshallah we're going to talk about leadership. It will be our introductory lecture. In this lecture we're going to talk about some basic topics. So let's go and start our today's session. In this tutorial lecture, inshallah, we're going to cover some basic topics such as who is leader. So we're going to define leader. I'm sure everybody has a unique definition in his or her mind for the word leader, but today we're going to articulate and we're going to define leader in some specific words. Three attributes of leaders will be discussed. What is leadership? Which is a process, so we will talk about the leadership process. We'll define that. We'll define management, which you all guys are familiar with the word management, and we will define it again. Then we will have some contrast between leaders and managers. We will discuss some characteristics of managers and leaders, and we'll see the contrasting points between leaders and managers. And at the end of the session, there will be a question for you guys, that are you leader or not? So you'll test yourself at the end of this lecture by some important skills which will be available at the end of this session. So you can have those points and you can study them, and then you evaluate yourself based on those points whether you are a leader or not. So if you're not a leader, so you can learn the skills and you can acquire the abilities and knowledge of leadership, and you can improve yourself to be a good leader in future. So let's start it from the first topic, and we'll define who is leader. All right, before dear students, before we go to the definition of leader in leadership, so let's discuss briefly the objective of the course, that why as a student of BBA we study this course, and what will be the benefit for us, both individually and also based on organizations. So as you know that the subject of leadership is one of the subject which is a specialized subject. It means BBA students, they can have specialization in this subject, and later on they can get their master degrees. So I think in my opinion, in my perception, sorry, in my perception, the subject is quite important for all the people, for the individuals in their social life. If they learn the tricks, the techniques, the skills, and they acquire the knowledge of leadership, and they learn leadership, so they can apply them in their social life, in their formal life, even they can apply them in organizations. Because of what leadership is all about, how to lead people, and it provides you with the knowledge, with the skills and abilities to convince people, to motivate people, and to inspire people. So it's a subject which is important for both individuals to be a good leader, and also for organizations. They should know that what is leadership and how to use the skills and abilities of leadership in leaders in order to adopt changes, bring changes in their organizations, and develop their organizations, set a mission and vision for their organization, and finally succeed in the way they want. So let's talk about at the start of the lecture about the definition of the leader. As I said before, that everybody may have like a different idea about the definition of leader, or everybody may define leader in different ways because the word is familiar. We normally hear this word in both in our social context and also informal context. Whenever the word leader comes to you, so automatically a leader may just jump in your mind. Suddenly you think of a leader in life because there are lots of different leaders. We may have like political leaders, or we may have like social leaders. So we can simply say that everybody has like a sort of definition for leaders, and they define leader in different prospect, and also they define leader in different contexts. But we can have one definition for the leaders right here. So we can say that a leader is a person who influences a group of people towards achievement of goal. So the first thing that a leader does, that a leader is setting the goals, the objectives. In the leaders, they are setting vision for the organizations or for the individuals. Later on we will discuss the differences between leaders and managers, but right here briefly I would say that the managers, they are normally setting the mission, right? But the leaders they always set the vision. So once they set the vision and they set the goals and objectives, so those goals and objectives cannot be acquired or cannot be achieved and accomplished alone by a leader. So then leader needs people. So whenever the people want to achieve those goals and targets in those set goals and objectives, so a leader needs a group, like a group of people, like need a team to perform the activities in order to achieve those goals. So whenever the leader finds a team, so that team should be influenced. It means the team should be motivated, the team should be inspired, right? The team should be just convinced to work for those goals, to achieve those goals. But nevertheless, one thing that we have to remember, that leaders, they're always taking the leading role. It means they're just we can say that they are the starters. It means they're taking from the front, and also we can say they're leading from the front. So they always opt to start first and then ask others to follow. Because of what always we say that leaders, they have followers. So this is like comparing it with the managers. Managers, they have subordinates, but leaders they have the followers. No is ज़रूरत की एक लीडर बायत केस मर्दमा influence कना यानी attitude वारा influence कना वारा कानेबस वाज़ा बाई की कदम अहदाफ की एक लीडर सेट में कना कदम goals की एक लीडर सेट में कना एक vision की सेट में कना बायत उरा achieve कदा बताना खो ज़माने की मम्मी ख़ैम की एक लीडर खूब तार बशनासिम वा definition दा ज़हन में बाशा. So we have to discuss the 3 P's about the leader. That one is the person, the other one is the people, and the other one is the purpose. So let's discuss those 3 P's in further details in order to understand, to remember the definition in our mind, in order to have clear ideas about leader, and to be able to define leader in better ways. So the first P stands for person. Normally, we think whenever we hear the word leader, so we think that actually leader might be a person that actually who holds a very good position, or who has great authority or great power, or who has like a great kind of control. Or we normally think that a leader is like a person that actually they have like a sort of big possessions in organizations, but it's not important that the leader should be like a big person, or to have like a big position, a very high position in the organization, or to have like a great office somewhere. Because normally whenever we see people that actually they may have like a big office, or they may have like big names, they may have great authority, but actually they may not perform the job of a leader. Because of what we mentioned before, that a leader should be a person that actually who can inspire others. It means you must have like a kind of personality, like a charming personality, like you should be a charismatic person. Whenever you say something, so automatically people follow your words, and they are inspired by your words. These days we see, like, for example, Bill Gates is a great example. Like, there are some other leaders, they were the great example. But from the Islamic point of view, if we see Prophet Muhammad sallallahu, so he is, the greatest and biggest example for all the Muslims and for all the world actually, because of what, he had like inspiring personality. Whenever he was saying something, so all the Sahaba, they were following. So that's what we say that این مهم نیست که یک نفر یک آفیس بسیار خوب داشته باشه، بسیار یک پوزیشن خوب داشته باشه، زور داشته باشه و قدرت داشته باشه، که اکثر ما در روزا میبینیم در مملکت خود که شاید بعضی مردم هستن که و در پوزیشن بسیار خوب قرار دارن، آفیسز بسیار خوب داره، لیکن اون کاراکتریستیکس یا خصوصیات لیدر که ضرورت می باشه و دو موجود نیستن. So important thing is this that در اداره میتونه که یک شخص بسیار عادی باشه، یک فرد بسیار عادی باشه، لیکن اون تمام اون quality یا characteristics داره that people listen them. People follow his words or her words, and people just inspired by their words. People are inspired and motivated by their activities and by their works. So we can say that a leader by its meaning is one who goes first and leads by example. As I said before, that leader always leads from the front. It means leader want to start everything, and others are motivated, others are convinced, others are inspired to follow that person. اگر example مثال بتیم در مملکت خود اگر فعلا مثال یک لیدر او یک فعالیت شروع کنه، یک اکتیویتی را شروع کنه و او کار که است او دیگرها را انسپایر کنه، دیگه مردم اتوماتیکلی که است فالو میکنه، تعقیب میکنه و موتیویت میشه به فعالیت های او، به کارهای او. دیگه یک ریکوایرمنت بنیادی و اساسی هستن به خاطر یک لیدر که باید در کارهای خود که است کمیتد باشه، کدام گولز و اهدافی که ست کرده اول خودش به طرف زو کار کنه و بعد دیگرها را که است کنوینس کنه، موتیویت کنه و انسپیریشنل داشته باشه، دیگرها را باید انسپایر کنه تاکه او گولز اچیو کنه. So this is the first P, right? That a leader should be a person to convince, to motivate, to inspire people in order to work as a team collectively and achieve the targets, the goals, the objectives, and the vision. The next P stands for purpose. So we can say that a requirement for leadership is personal vision. It means whenever the leader wants to lead a team or lead an organization, or maybe a leader in the organization want to bring a change for the organization. So leader personally first should have like a vision, in the differences between vision and mission. So the leader should set first vision, and also to have the ability to visualize your goals, right, as an accomplished fact, a thing already achieved. یعنی زمانی که یا ویژن انتخاب میکنه، در ویژن بعض نقاط که است و باید مد نظر گرفته شود. آیا این ویژنی که یک لیدر انتخاب میکنه و یک تیم میخواد که او ویژن اچیو کنه و خودش او تیم میخواد که لید کنه، آیا این ویژن اچیویبل است، انسپایرینگ می باشه، measurable است، یعنی quantitative از لحاظ quantitative که است او را ما میجر کرده میتونیم، و shared است یا نیستن. So این تمامی که است این را ما میتونیم که یک short word بتیم M's. In communicating your goals means your M's, right? So your goal should be achievable, inspirable, measurable and shareable. Bear in mind that it should meet the following criteria. یعنی کوم هدف یا کوم ویژن چې تاسو کدی د خپل ټیم لپاره او غواړئ چې تاسو ټیم غواړئ چې هغه ترلاسه کړي، نو اول هغه تاسو ویژن، هغه تاسو ګول، objective چې دی achievable دی، یعنی realistic دی. Sometimes as a leader you may act or you may set like a vision or goals and objectives which may not be like achievable, which may not be realistic. So the first thing about your goal should be that it should be realistic, inspiring, so challenging your people to give of their best. So you need to inspire your team members, the one that actually they are working with you or working alongside you to achieve the goal. So inspire them and just like show them that actually achieving these goals will have these benefits and these changes will come. So you should just give them inspiration, and also that your goal should be measurable, shared, declaring your conviction and in commitment to the goal. Personally, as a leader, when you want your team to achieve the goal, so personally you should first of all show your commitment, how committed you are to your goals, how important your goals are to you, right? and how serious you are in your job, in your leading position to achieve your goals. نو ای 4 نقاط که است ای را باید شما در ذهنتان بگیرین و یک لیدر که است باید این نقاط در ذهن خود داشته باشه. یعنی پرپز کدام گولز که میخواد که حاصل کنه برزو که است باید یک پرپز داشته باشه، یک هدف برزو داشته باشه. The next P stands for people. This is also, a kind of requirement for a leader to work with people and also to lead people because, whenever the leader wants to achieve his vision, target, and goals and objectives, so it cannot be achieved alone. Because of what, a leader cannot do anything only alone by himself. So he or she needs a team, right? And that team is made of people. So the leader should motivate them. The leader should just, unite them, keep them as a group, always motivate them, and always just, like inspire them, and always stand, with the followers in difficult times, even, in failures, should motivate them and keep them integrated in together, and always, communicate them. So a leader should have, communication skill to communicate the goals of the organization to the followers, and also integrate the goals of organization with the goals of the followers. It means, both goals are quite important and they should be communicated to the followers. So a leader should just, like integrate a very good team, a very good team of the followers who follow them and who work with them. And the leader should just, lead them from the front and achieve, the set and target goals. To be a leader, one must have followers, right? That's the difference. Managers, they have subordinates, and leaders, they have followers. To have followers, one must have their trust. So it means, whenever you are making a team and that team helps you, that team, follows you as a leader and want to achieve the goals. So you must have, their trust with yourself. So how do you win their trust? It depends on you as a leader, right? What strategies, do you apply to win their trust? And you have to just, make it very clear to your followers that why they should trust you, right? Why you are you deserve to be trusted. So these things should be clarified to your followers in order to win their trust and in order to have their hearts, not only their minds. So they should not work with you only because of your fear, because leaders, they are not spreading fears in followers. It's the job of managers. The managers normally ask the subordinates to work for the goals and objectives and perform their tasks. So subordinates always perform tasks for the managers because of the fear of the manager, but leaders should not spread like a kind of fear in followers. So leaders should inspire them, gain their trust, and clearly just show them the future, the vision, right, and define and communicate the goals of the organizations to them. And it's important to win the trust of your team. Otherwise, if you don't have a good team, a proper team, if you don't have good followers, so it will be very difficult for leaders to achieve their targets and goals. Okay, there are 3 attributes of a leader. It means 3 qualities or characteristics of leader. If you want to be a good leader or a successful leader, so you must have these 3 characteristics. First, leaders should inspire others to share their vision. Second, leaders should motivate others to act on that vision. It means, first of all, as a leader, you are setting a vision. So whenever you are setting a vision, so you should so once you set the vision as a leader, then you have to just motivate your team, your people, your followers in order to act, to perform the activities, to achieve that vision. And also the third attribute and quality of the leader is to encourage the people. So encouraging your employees or encouraging your followers, the people, right, in difficult times, because while your team, your followers, they are trying or striving to achieve those goals or the vision, they may just face some obstacles, some problems on the way. So as a leader, you have to be with them in every situation, in difficult situations, and also in failure situations, and also in good times, be with them. So these are the 3 attributes and qualities of a good leader. Now let's come to the definition of the leadership, that what leadership is all about. So simply we can say that leadership is the process, how you lead people as a leader. So leader is the person who inspires, motivates, and convinces. But leadership is the process, that how you just apply your skills and abilities to convince people and motivate people. So leaders help themselves and others to do right things. This is the difference between leadership and management. The managers, they want to just perform their administrative activities, but actually leaders are trying to do the right things, or just try to create a roadmap for others, and just set like a vision for others, and set directions for other people, for team, for the followers, and inspire that team. Like we can say that, as I said before, that leadership is just all about what, like you're setting a vision for people. This is a process, where you set the vision for people. You're just, like giving them a direction in which direction your followers should go to achieve that vision. So you are mapping, for your followers. You are just, giving them like a roadmap, which road they should travel in order to achieve the goals, their individual goals, and also plus the organization goal. So we can say that, as a leader, what do you want to achieve? What do you want to win for yourself, for your team, for your organization? So it's really dynamic. It's really exciting, the process of leadership, and it's inspiring. In other words, we can say that leadership is the act of guiding a team or individual to achieve a certain goal through direction and motivation. Leaders encourage others to take the actions they need to succeed. यानी दरअसल लीडरशिप कैसे एक प्रोसेस कि दे प्रोसा लीडर्स हमेशा डायरेक्शन बा फॉलोअर्स निशान में तक कदम डायरेक्शन बाइट्स या बरा व विजने या किदारा या विजने इनफिरादिरा क्या सूरा अचीव कदा बताना. Now let's come to shortly discuss management. Previously you have studied the word management in different literatures. You are familiar with this word because you heard the word management quite a lot, maybe from your teachers and from your classmates, or in different management literatures you just come across this word. So what is management? Basically that the job of a manager is to perform these following activities, such as planning, organizing, directing, and controlling. यानी एक मैनेजर केस हमेशा तमामी कारहाय एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव पेश में बरा यानी मैनेजरियल एक्टिविटीज़ केस पूरा परफॉर्म में करना व मैनेजमेंट केस तमामी से इबारत अज मुदीरियाती तमामी रिसोर्सेज कि वो इबारत अज ह्यूमन रिसोर्स में बाशा या नॉन ह्यूमन रिसोर्स में बाशा पूरा मुदीरियत में करना ताकि अहदाफ या गिदारा बदस बियारा व अक्सर मैनेजर्स केस वो मैनेजमेंट यानी या केस तन कारहाय प्लान शुदा दारन या कैसन कारहाय कि या अंजाम में तो असाइन में वर्षा नुकार वर्षन अंजाम दादा मेशा व managers they normally have subordinates. Subordinates, they are given some jobs and they need to perform those jobs. They have to perform it because of the fear of the manager. Management and also the manager's job is just performing the routine activities and the administrative activities. So they cannot think big. They do not have like a kind of mindset to create their own vision or to be creative. They actually work in system. It means they're just trying to manage a system which is given to them. They're just trying to control it, maintain it. They're not like risk takers. So this is simply like the definition of management, which is the process of planning, organizing, leading, directing, and controlling. So let's further discuss the differences between leaders and managers. There are lots of differences between leaders and managers. Their characteristics are different. The way of working, or maybe even the responsibilities are totally different. So leaders, they are more, likely to take challenges, or they love challenges. They love to come across the situations, in which they face the challenges. And they want to solve those problems in time of the challenges. They want to lead from the front, while on the other hand The managers, they just want to maintain. They just want to maintain, the situation. They just want to control, a situation. But leaders always, think big. They're just, looking for challenges, because normally we know that the challenges, they are just exposing you to some risk. But on the other hand, it also exposes you to some opportunities. Second, the leaders, they are just, originates. It means, they're always, the people who are initiating things. They are just, the starters. They are just, like creating systems. They are just, building, new things. They are just, creating new things. They are innovators. They always, originates. They just think differently. They are very creative. But on the other hand, the managers, they are just, like administrators. It means they are just, administering or managing or controlling a given system to them. Suppose, in organization we have managers, marketing manager, maybe finance manager, sales manager in etc. So they're just, managing, a unit, which has, like assigned tasks to them. As we said before, that the job of the manager is to plan, motivate, control, lead in these activities they perform. So they're just, working in system, and they're just trying to manage that system. So leaders, they normally focus on people. It means the followers. But actually the managers, they focus on system. In as I said before, कि managers हमेशा यो क्या स्तन द दाखिल एक system कार में करना, यानी द दाखिल एक system वैसे तमरकुज़ शन क्या बाला एक system अस क्यों रहा हमेशा क्या बाद मुदीरियत करना द इदारात शुमा बिबिनिन मिसाल या कि इदारात या production companies वाच किस्म produce में करना या तौलीदात खुदा अर्ज़ा में करना द market वो एक आज एक system तेर में शा वह हमेशा क्या मुदीरा बाला यो system तमरकुज़ में करना कि उस सिस्टम को हम फॉल्ट नहीं इसको मुश्किल वजूद ना दारा सिस्टम प्रॉपर्ली पेश मेरा या ना मेरा लेकिन कर लीडर्स क्या वो सारे सिस्टम ना में बशा या डेफिनेटली सारे सिस्टम में बशा लेकिन दे आर डेवलपिंग सिस्टम दे आर नॉट वर्किंग इन सिस्टम so leaders they always just focus on people that who follow them in who are with them who are helping them in achieving the visions, the targets and the goals. The next characteristics of a leader is that leaders they are inspiring people, they are motivating people. Even there are lots of leaders around the world, we haven't met them, even you haven't met them actually. They didn't do something for us or for you, but you are inspired by their words, you are inspired by their personalities. But the managers, they're just more, they're just trying to control and solve the problem of the people. It means the managers they're not looking for taking some risk. They are just trying to solve the problems which are like found in the working area of the organization. And sometimes even whenever they're solving the problem, even they do not consider that exactly there is a problem to be solved or not, right? So they're just just trying to control the situation. They're managing like the given activities, the given task and operations. And within that task, within that operations, if there is any problem, so they're just trying to find solution for those problems. So the leaders, they are more strategic thinkers. قسم के मोगफ्तम कि leaders क्या स्तन या vision set में करना. खुद ज़माने के vision set में करना, but vision set करना क्या स्तन. This is like a strategic think that you want to think for coming 5 years, because vision is always just like what set for future. So whenever you think, you predict. And you think for coming 4 years, 5 years, so you are making strategies for the situation. So normally the leaders they are developing or they're formulating, implementing and evaluating strategies at different levels. But on the other hand, the managers they're more like operational thinkers. It means they're just thinking about day-to-day operations of the business, how the operations are going, what changes are required to be made to the operations, how to perform the operations better, how to just make the system more effective and efficient. So they're just working with these areas. Leaders they're asked what and why. It means what to do and why to do, right? But the managers they are asking how to do and when to do, because look even the words suggest you something. What to do and why to do, they're creating your vision. But how to do and when to do, so they're creating your mission, right? So how to do, it means the managers they're just like asking for instructions, asking for directions, and asking, for kind of help, how to do it. Come on, give us instruction and when to do it. So it means what? Even the time when to do it. So these things, they are just, like set by the leaders. So leaders, tell them what to do and why to do, right? And the managers are just looking for how to do and when to do. So leaders, they think long, and also they always just, think for the long-term goals. They're long-term thinkers. But actually the managers, they are very short-term thinkers because of what? As we said before, that they're operational thinkers. So operational activities are performed, on daily basis. Today, tomorrow, next week. So these are the operations of the organization. So they're just, thinking about today and tomorrow, which is, the short-term thinker. But, the leaders, they're thinking strategically. They're looking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, coming 10 years, what will happen to our country, to our organization, to our society. So these are, the differences lay between the managers and the leaders. So let's, differentiate them in other ways by some pictures. Look, students, if you see this picture, so the picture suggests you a very clear idea. In the front, there is a leader who has, a clear vision, and that vision is communicated to the followers. And the followers are following that leader and working as a team to achieve those goals. And also this picture suggests one thing more, that leader, even, in difficult times, in difficult situations, giving, support and just, stay with the followers, and even in difficult times. The next picture, suggests two things. First, if you just, see on the top of the hand of this man, there are some people. In the front, there is the leader who is leading from the front, and who is just, giving direction to the followers. And they're just, heading towards the goals and objectives and mission which is set for the people. So as a leader, you should just, begin from yourself. You should just lead from the front. You should just work, for those goals and objectives and vision which you set. So the others will follow you. So you should convince them, motivate them, and inspire them. Or second meaning of this picture can be like the person who is, pointing by his finger. So he's just, like pointing the vision, pointing the target to the followers, and the followers are inspired by his words, and they're just, going towards that target in order to achieve it. The next picture, it just, shows you like a kind of shadow. This picture shows a shadow, on the other side of the pic. So it means that as a leader, you should be inspirable. It means you must have inspiration, right, for others. And that inspiration is showed, or it's communicated here, or it's illustrated as, a shadow. So whenever, you have a shadow, on your followers, it means it's like your inspiration. So you must be like inspirable personality, a charming and charismatic personality that people just act upon your words. So if you just, look the next example, so it suggests that a great leader creates more leaders. As a leader, so you should try to lead people, but lead them in a way that actually they should become the future leaders, and they learn the tricks, the techniques, the skills and abilities they acquire from you, and they become just the future leaders. So now there are two pictures, on both sides. One is a boss, a manager. So the picture suggests that actually boss and managers, they always just, give orders, commands, right? Come on, go and do the job. But on the other side, a leader says, let's do it, or let's go to do it. Because of what? So leader just, taking the followers alongside and just, leading from the front and just going towards that target first, and he initiates. So this is the difference between the leader and manager. So now finally, we are, at the end of this lecture session. I hope, you have enjoyed and you have learned some of the theories of leaders and some of, the definitions of the leader, leadership, management, and differences between the leader and leadership. So there is, a kind of test for you guys. You can test, yourself by these skills. Are you a leader? So you can check, the scorecard to put your leadership to the test. So like give meaning, team building, motivate, develop, empower, communication. So these are the 6 skills, essential leadership skills. So check, which of them you have, right, or which of them you don't have. So if you have the majority of these characteristics and skills in your personality, you are a leader. But if you don't have them, so it means what? You are lacking the skills of leadership, which you need to improve them. Thank you. So if you have, any question, any suggestion, so you can just, email me at safi.afg55@gmail.com.